Hello, friends. I just wanted to give you a little bonus episode this month. You're probably already aware, but we're right in the middle of our first ever Worship Leader Mentorship. And this has been such a joy, such a blessing. I'm getting to spend time with 16 worship leaders from all over the world. They're phenomenal people doing an incredible job in their churches. And they just wanted to continue to press into their own growth and development. And it's been such a joy getting to know them and spend time with them and encourage them. And one of the cool things about the mentorship is that not just am I teaching them, but we're stopping in the middle of those lessons each Monday night and we're spending time dialoguing and discussing and giving space for them to ask questions and receive encouragement and answers. And so I thought I would share some of those questions and answers with you guys just so that you're encouraged. And this one comes from one of the students, Austin Krodinger, who's serving at the Well Church in Missouri and is doing a fantastic job. And Austin's question comes from our vision, values, and culture evening when we were focusing on those topics. And he wants to know, how do you help your team transition to new values without losing people along the way? And so we'll get right into that answer right now. But if you're interested in being part of the next mentorship, it's going to be February 2021. We'll be doing another batch of students. So if you want to be a part of the next batch, I would encourage you to put your name in the hat right now. You can apply at worshipministrytraining.com/mentor, worshipministrytraining.com/mentor. All right, let's get into Austin's question about values.
So let's say you flesh all this out, both your values and like the vision, and you're ready to start taking it to members of your team so they know. Like when you do that, like do you show them this and say, is this something you can agree to? If not, like is this like, are you on board or not? Do you give them the opportunity to back out if they're not, since the vision may be different than it was when it started, you know?
Yeah, I think there are many exit points for people, right? And so like if you cast a clear, compelling, exciting vision and you do it with passion and you're like, this is my vision, but you're like, guys, let's go take on the world for Jesus. And it's biblical. Most people are going to be invigorated and excited about that. I doubt if I read that to almost anybody, they'd be like, I have a major problem with that. You know, I doubt like anybody would say that, right? But what happens is if you're going to change the culture, which we're going to talk about like in the next section, through creating new values and new like agreed upon behaviors and identities, then what you need to do is you need to be patient with people, but you need to consistently communicate the vision and values. Now, when you communicate, which we're going to talk about, these values over and over, people either get it or they don't. And then eventually it's been repeated so many times and it's so clear that you have to start saying, hey, like, you know, you're part of this team. Do you agree with these values? Yes, I do. Okay, well, like, are you open to some input right now? Most people will say, yeah, sure, go ahead. You say, I notice like you're not spending any time like preparing your parts for these songs. Like, remember when I first shared this vision and you said you were excited about it, like that you wanted to be committed, like being part of the team means being committed to the team and means spending time practicing. Like, do you think you could work on that for the next few weeks that you're scheduled? Oh yeah, sure, no problem. And then if they fail at that, then you're like, hey, we talked last week. Like I noticed again, like, and you hate those conversations. I hate those conversations. We all hate those conversations, but you'll never get the team you want without having confrontation. But it's not really confrontation. It's just reminding people what they agreed to. And eventually people will either be so sick of you hounding on them that they'll leave, or you'll have to be like, hey, like this just isn't working. So I always say you get this vision values, you create this train, you say, here's where we're going, everybody, get on the train. They all get on the back of the train and you go chuka, 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 chuka. And the people who don't want to keep up with you, they just fall off the back of the train. And the rest of them go where you want to go. And then you just keep repeating those values. And onboarding, which we're going to talk about next week, is like the main time when you're onboarding a new volunteer, is the main time to form them into the team member you want them to be, because they're a blank slate, they're fresh. So if you can fill up your team with brand new volunteers and onboard them and like squeeze them into the mold that you want them to become, then pretty soon your team will be full of people who have the qualities that you're looking for. And then the old culture will be outweighed by the new culture and they'll just be like, maybe this isn't for me anymore. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
All right, well, hopefully that was helpful and encouraging to you. And again, if you're interested in being part of the next mentorship, it's going to be February 2021. You can go ahead and apply today at worshipministrytraining.com/mentor. Be one of the first to apply, worshipministrytraining.com/mentor. All right, I'll see you guys on the first of the month for another helpful episode. God bless you.